Three, two, one. Hello.
Welcome to Background Noise.
This is our podcast.
My name's Casey.
My name's Eric.
And today we will be interviewing each other.
Yes, and I'm starting.
Yes. Alright, first question. What's something you've learned about yourself recently that surprised you?
I've thought long and hard about this one. Sorry. Just laughing that I literally, fully forgot. But I've learned that, I seem to be unable to entertain myself when I'm by myself. I used to have all these things I would do for fun, and now I'm by myself, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm bored out of my mind. I'd be playing a game, bored. Be playing a game by myself, bored. Play a game with a friend, so fun. Play a game with family, fun. Play a game by myself, bored. I can't do anything. I don't want to read a book. I don't, the things I used to like to do, I don't think I like as much.
That's sad.
Or it's not that I don't like them, I think I'm just, a little burnt out on them right now. Which is sucky, because, I'd be wanting to play these games, and I cannot be playing these games because my brain be like, you're bored.
That sucks.
Yeah. That's something I've noticed this summer, though, which is probably because I just have a lot of extra time.
Yeah. What's a life lesson you've learned the hard way, but are grateful for?
At any moment, someone in your life could die, or something happens to them, and it changes your outlook on things.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen really fast, or just seeing it happen in other people, too, of someone in their life dies and how much it just changes you because it's someone so important. I think it's something that is just super hard, and I've not had necessarily people super, super, super close to me die. I've still been pretty lucky with that overall, but there's been people in my family that have died that it's just something that's really hard to experience myself and also see how much hurt it causes other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that'll probably be harder as I get older too, because eventually I will lose the people that are close to me.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for a really, really long time, of course, but...
Yeah. Can you describe a moment when you felt truly at peace or content?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's, not a common occurrence, I feel like, because life is always go, go, go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say, going back to see my family back east, or Disneyland. Love going to Disneyland. I don't know, I feel like at any, during any day you can feel peace at some moment.
Yeah.
There's some days that are just absolute chaos the whole day and it's not relaxing at all. But then there'd be days I don't know why I'm talking like that, but there's days that just are, I don't know, I feel like my answer sucks.
No, I think that's good.
But I think there are days that, you just have a little bit of peace here and there. I mean, even us hanging out, it's that can be peaceful. Sometimes it can be stressful, not because of you or because of me, more because of other people in the world that we have to deal with constantly.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah.
What's a dream or goal you have that you haven't shared with many people?
Whoa.
Or just in general?
And that I feel like I share everything. I guess just a goal in general is, I'm getting my master's. I want to get my mastered. I've always wanted to get my master's. Don't know why. I mean, I do. I want the money, and it's cool to continue education and stuff. But, also, that's always been something I've wanted to do. I've had people ask, oh, well, what made you decide to go to college? And I was like, there was never any other option in my brain. Ever since I was, 4 years old, it was, you go to college, and there's nothing wrong with saying that to me, in schools, but, that was my choice. Ever since I was a little kid, I was going to college no matter what. I think that's something that, not everyone expects you to go to college anyways, but it was never an option in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
That was always a goal of my life. I guess that's not really what the question was, but, just something, a goal I've always had, but a goal I'm still wanting to continue now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
If you could pursue any passion or hobby full-time, what would it be and why?
Probably singing, songwriting. I do the songwriting already anyways. I think it'd be so fun, but I do not want to be famous, I don't think. That sounds like not enjoyable. Aspects of it, sure, the money, but I'd rather be rich than famous, in my opinion. But yeah, I love writing songs, and I write a lot of songs, as you know.
Yeah.
That's probably the main thing. Or car design related, I would love that. I have like 1,000 wants and dreams, but I won't complete any of them, probably.
How do you think your closest relationships have shaped you, who you are today?
Ooh. I mean, I think they all shape you. I think every person you come into contact with shapes you a little bit. I mean, you can have one person that made your day bad and you remember it forever. Unfortunately, I wish it was the other way around, or if somebody made your day really good, you remembered that more. But, I mean, all sorts of things. I mean, I think all the time, because where I was born time-wise, because I was 2 months early, I would have been in the grade below all my friends, meaning I wouldn't have known my friends that I have now.
We wouldn't have known each other.
We would have never met.
Never.
And if we did, it would have been not something worth remembering, because we didn't like go to school together. That's something like the really big way you make friends. But like, I think that all the time of, I wonder what life would have been like if somehow I was in that grade below and I hadn't met anyone. I mean, obviously I'd have different friends, but you don't know what your life would be like. So I think literally everyone in life affects you deeply.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you and me are like twins.
Really?
Like, in the way we act,
yeah, like
in the
you've been
way
annoying
we think.
me today like a sibling.
Okay, thank you. I love that.
I'm just kidding.
But no, you're not wrong. That is what we are like.
Can you share a time when someone's unexpected kindness made a big difference in your life?
Oh. Yes. I remember at work one time when I used to work at Joann's that somebody who's probably our age now came in. So she was like maybe 4 or 5 years older than me. And she came in with a couple friends and she was buying colored pencils or markers. I can't remember, maybe both. And Joanne like jacks the prices up. So everything that would normally be like maybe $45 is listed more at like $60. They kind of do that so you spend more. But I was like, you should use a coupon because these colored pencils are $120 because they're the like nice prismatic pencils that are like really nice quality. And I was like, she's like, I don't have the app. And I was like, just go to our website. You don't need to even go to our app. Just go to the website, which like we were allowed to explain that we had coupons. And it ended up saving her. I mean, like, it was $60 instead of $120. So a huge savings. Like, she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I was like, no problem. I'm happy to do it. Like, save money.
Yeah.
For sure. If you can, you should. And she left and like an hour later came back and like had bought me a bag full of goodies. It had like Doritos. It had Oreos. It had other chips. It had candy. It had like Mountain Dew. I think it had Dr. Pepper. And then she gave me like $15 too in cash.
Oh my
because she's like,
gosh.
you saved me so much money that I wanted to like re-gift it to you.
Oh, that's so nice.
And it was the sweetest thing ever. And it was just me doing my job and just something she didn't need to do that, but it was like the sweetest thing and it made my day and I still remember it today. That was years ago.
Yeah, that's really...
But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you you treat someone with kindness, with just how you should, and when you get it back, and not like you expect it back. I definitely didn't expect anything back. I just was like, I had already forgotten probably about that. And then when she came back and she found me, which I was about to leave too, so it was good she caught me.
Yeah.
I was on my way literally back to the break room to clock out. But yeah, it was really cool, and that's like stuck with me for a long time. I have tons of moments like that, but that's the one that came to mind.
Yeah, I love that. What's a challenge you faced that has made you more resilient?
To be honest, I'm honestly just going to share this, but not use names. So it was during high school, and I was friends with this girl named Cassandra, and we were good friends. We'd been friends since like elementary, and one day she came up to me and her phone was broken and like the screen wouldn't work and everything. And I was like, phones are sometimes weird like that. I was like, maybe just try restarting it. And she's like, oh, that's a really good idea. I'll restart the phone. And she restarted it And that didn't solve the problem. And then she was locked out of her phone completely because, you know, when you restart it, it also asks for your password. I didn't think of that. That wasn't like, I wasn't even thinking of that. And she was so mad at me. She's like, you broke my phone. Like, blaming it all on me, which I was like, what are you even talking about? First of all, I didn't do anything. You asked me to help you. I said, maybe try restarting it. And so you restarted it. I didn't break it at all. And she was so mad at me. And I don't even remember what happened after that exactly, but something happened where, like, I think I had my backpack set down and she, like, grabbed it and took it. And so I, like, there was still a group of friends around. So I, like, was running after her and I set the phone down, like, on a little ledge that was by a trash can and ran after her. And she had, like, thrown my backpack into, like, dirt. And so it was super nasty. And so I, like, grabbed it and I was just kind of like, okay, I don't know what's going on. But I was like, hey, give it back. And I grabbed it out of the dirt and, like, brushed it off. And she was, like, had gone back to the group of friends. And she's like, where's my phone? And I was like, oh, I set it right there. And it had fallen in the trash can. Because when I went and rushed, it fell into it. Didn't mean to put it in the trash can. I was like, it was a complete accident. And she was so mad at me. She's like, you threw my phone away. Like, that's when she started claiming that I broke it. I didn't do anything to it. It was already fully broken.
Yeah.
And it's not like the screen broke. Nothing was wrong with the phone. She still couldn't get in it. And she was so mad at me. And I was just like, I don't even know what happened. Lunch ended, went to class, and then I basically realized at that point, like, we're no longer friends. Like, it was very obvious that's what was going on. Yeah. And so it was super sad. I didn't like that. We had been really good friends for years, and it was, like, her overreacting to nothing. But to the extent where it was, like, something's wrong with me is how she was acting. Like, I did something really wrong and was telling other friends in the group that I broke her phone, and they were texting me about it, too. So it was very much almost an ending of multiple friendships. Well, specifically 2 of them. You know who those 2 are. You were friends with them as well. But, like, that was really hard, and it taught me, like, a lesson of sometimes it's better to just cut people out. It's not worth keeping them in your life. And every time I saw her after that, it was always friendly. We would say hi to each other. It was never rude, like, after that. I was never rude, I don't think, personally. But she was definitely very rude, and we never really ever spoke again other than saying, hey, occasionally in the hallway. Because, like, it wasn't, like, to the point where we never could talk again. It was, like, I just knew I didn't want to be friends with her anymore. But the thing about that is, while that taught me a lesson that sometimes it's best to cut people out of your life, it also gained me another best friend that, not you, a different one.
I know.
Yeah, but that was one of my best friends. So, like, yes, I lost that friend, but I gained a much better one by losing one. So yes, I had to deal with the loss of a friendship, but it created a new one that grew stronger and better than that one ever was.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that, like, yes, it also is another lesson of, yes, bad things can happen, and sometimes loss happens, but usually after loss, there's always some sort of growth.
Yeah, I love that. How do you cope with setbacks or disappointments?
Oh, I don't. I'm not very good at that. I'm really stressed out at small things really bad. Like, for example, when I applied for my master's, I was like, what if I don't get in? I might not get in. Which everyone I had talked to at the school was like, you're going to get in. It's not a problem. But I was like, but what if I somehow don't? What am I going to do with my life? And I, like, spiraled about that for, like, a week.
Yeah, I know.
And once my payment went through, because I had to pay to apply, it was just like $30 or something. Literally, it went through on Thursday. By by Friday morning, they had said, welcome in. We're so excited to have you. It was that fast. Overnight, they're like, absolutely. And I just, like, so I don't cope with things very well. What was the specific? Was it setbacks, and what was the other one?
Disappointment.
So I guess that's not disappointing, but it was more like, I don't know how well I cope with that stuff either. To be honest.
Yeah, you just dwell on it forever.
Day. I actually really have a hard time with things like that. Like,
I know.
I get really disappointed at things. Like, when I'm disappointed, it kind of messes up my whole day. Like, actually. Like,
And
when I got
think...
a parking ticket, and I'm just like, I was upset for too long. Not the whole day.
No.
But a couple hours.
Yeah, well, and I think that's just part of processing it. You have to just keep going. At least for me, like, I think most people, that's how it is. Like, if you're just processing it, that's your way of processing it. Once it's processed, well, that happened, but and that really sucks, but there's nothing I can do with it.
Well, and and for me also, to just talking about it is a good way to cope. I mean, for example, me, when I got my hair cut and it was way more than I asked for, I talked about that for like over a year.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about that for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I am over it, like, actually now. But I talked about that nonstop for a long time. Because I think that's also even worse of just like a setback, disappointment. I don't know what you'd even classify that as, but it's like, when it's like appearance related too, it's almost like so much worse. Because then like hair goes back like instantly. But no, I really do have to like talk about it until it's no longer a thought in my brain daily.
Yeah.
Or making things funny. That's also a good way to cope with things. Yeah. I think it's in certain scenarios anyways, like, I mean, we laugh at all sorts of things, like stupid bad things that happen in our life that were frustrating. We always get like, we're upset and we tell each other at first, but then later on we end up laughing about it because you can't dwell on it forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't cope with it well. It just sometimes takes me a long time to like move on. When realistically it shouldn't matter as much as it does, but this is just how my brain works.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, thanks.
What's a memorable experience we've shared that still makes you smile?
Oh, so many. You can't even imagine. So many. Like, literally, I'll just be sitting sometimes on my phone or something and just start, like, smiling and be like, okay, I'm in public. Like, what are you laughing at? But not really. I don't really think that. But, let's see. What's one of my favorites? I want to pull up one that I haven't thought of necessarily for a minute. Because we have so many memories that I've forgotten, like, all of them. That sounds awful. I haven't forgotten all of them. I don't mean that. I didn't mean that. I meant, like, there's so many that I've forgotten, too. Oh, I have a good one that made me laugh when I told my mom about this the other day. We were in AP Geography? No. Yeah, it was Geography. AP Geography in 9th grade. And one day, we had lunch together then, I believe, because... Juiciness. We've talked about that before. Our religion cult we made.
Our cult.
Or it's just a cult we made, and one of my other best friends was the devil. Did we say that in the other one? I don't know if we did, but if we didn't, that's hilarious. But anyways, oh my gosh. So we had lunch, and what was that sound? Did you just fart?
It was the couch.
I wondered, but I was like, that's a good way to hide it. It just echoes off the leather. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm answering the question. It was after lunch, and our AP Geography class was really close to the lunchroom. So we're, like, meandering to it, because we're like, well, we don't need to get there fast, because it's right there. So we're just still talking to our friend group. And we go up to it, and it's like, we're in computer lab in the 500 hall or 400 hall. And we're like, oh, that's far, because our junior high was built, like, dumb as heck. It was built different, bad. They literally, each hall was so far, and I'm not even kidding, so many steps to get from the lunchroom to the 400 hall.
Like, class was about to start.
Class was, like, a minute away.
It was going to start.
It was a minute 30, because I remember we were like, oh, let's go to our locker now, because both of our lockers were in the hallway right next to the lunch.
Because our last names.
We have the same letter for our last name, yeah. Same initial, thank you. And so our lockers were, like, really, really close. So we both, like, ran to our lockers. I'm pretty sure mine didn't open the first time, so I'm like, open, come on. And so I opened it, grabbed our geography book, and you grabbed yours. And then we're like, hey, well, we looked at the time, and we had a minute, if that, maybe 50 seconds left. And we're like, run. So we're like booking it. Our backpack is so heavy because in junior high your backpack is so heavy.
It really
we're
is.
running so hard. And the bell rang before we got there, didn't
so we're
it?
Like, yeah.
We're like, great, we're late. So I think we stopped trying to run at that point. We're like, well, we're already tardy.
Oh, well.
So we'll just be tardy. We were close though.
Yeah.
So I think we did run almost all of it. I think we got to the 400 hall and then the bell rang.
Yeah.
But the computer lab's like halfway down. And so we get in, and I think we explained what happened, and I don't think she marked us tardy.
Yeah.
I don't remember her marking us tardy.
I don't think
she was
would
super
anyway.
kind in general.
Yeah, I really don't think she would have anyway.
No, me neither, because, like, we also said our lockers are at the front. I'm pretty sure one of us said that, and we were laughing and dying, and we were screaming in there. Like, when we walked in, we were, like, full yelling, screaming, of course, because that's what we did in that class.
Yells across the classroom.
We did that, too.
Because we sat right next to each other, and then she eventually moved us.
Because we would not stop talking. That's not why she moved us, but, like,
no,
she definitely put us as far away as possible.
Basically.
And so we're like, Casey, look at your phone. Or some, I don't even remember what we said anymore because it was so long ago. But I remember we were dying laughing. But that was so funny because we ran so fast. And we were still so late.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought of that the other day and told my mom. So that was so funny. Definitely a different time of life.
Yeah.
That's when you had the shaved on one side and it was super long, and on the side, well, not super long, but like
here, yeah.
shoulder length long. And then you cut it short.
Yeah, mohawk.
You did. Or you grew it out instantly.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
I only
Did you
cut
not?
it off because someone was like, you shouldn't do a mohawk. So I did.
Who?
My Aunt Felicia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is hair? Didn't your dad not want you to either?
Yeah, but he knew he had no control over me.
Well, yeah, but he's like, don't do that, and you did.
And I did, because it's my free
Well, everyone
hair.
told me not to grow my hair out.
And it'll grow back.
Yeah. Well, everyone told me not to grow my hair out.
I
Other
don't
than
know
you,
why.
pretty much. Other than you.
I know, I was like, yeah, do it, go ahead.
You're like, I don't care.
Like,
I mean,
do it.
I wasn't even asking people, like, what do you think? I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out. They're like, no, don't do that.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you did do that.
Do it.
And now people are like, don't cut it.
But also, my dad has super long hair, so, like, it's not weird for me for boys to have long hair, which it shouldn't be anyway.
I don't think it was weird. They're just like, I don't think that would fit you. And then I grew it long, and people are like, oh, don't cut it. I'm like, well, sometimes you have long, flowing, gorgeous hair that's natural, it's unattainable. Have I showed you that video? My hair's natural and unattainable. It's true, it's red. But, yeah, we've had so many good memories together. Like, every time we hang out, it's a good memory. Except when we all of a sudden just become in a bad mood.
I know, and it's just like, okay, bye.
That's like happened once.
Yeah, recently.
Last week?
Like,
Is that the one you're
that's
meaning?
the-
Yeah, should we say that one?
Yeah, we could.
Last week we were hanging out. We hung out the whole day. And
As we do.
we always do. We always hang out the whole day.
As one does.
Yeah, even when we're like, we're only going to hang out for a couple hours. We've said that maybe twice, ever. You know what ends up
Doesn't
happening?
happen.
Say, well, you might as well just come to the thing I'm going to.
Yeah.
And then we end up just hanging out the whole night. But yeah, so I do remember us having like a really, really good day. We watched a really fun, scary movie, which was called Tarot. Really recommend if you like scary, creepy crap. And it's on Netflix. But we're like talking about, no. All of a sudden I was like, got an email that was talking about school because I need a loan for my master's. I didn't get a loan for my bachelor's. I paid for that myself with help from my parents. But I didn't get a loan for my bachelor's, but for my master's, I definitely need a loan. And it's not too much money for my master's. It really is not. But I don't have that much money.
Yeah.
Like, just in my life. So I applied for FAFSA, and I've never applied for FAFSA before.
Yeah?
I've never applied for FAFSA before. And so it took a few days to approve me after I applied. Then after that, they sent us to school. And then I got an email saying something, it was along the lines of, could take up to 4 to 8 weeks for us to approve you. School starts on Monday. And payment was due yesterday, which I figured it out. I was able to make the first payment work. Well, that's later in the story. Cut that out. I'm sorry. But, so I looked it up and I'm like, 8 weeks, so I'm not going to be able to afford school. I don't know what to do. I can't get it. Where else am I going to get a loan? I don't have that money. I literally the first payment of school would completely drain my bank account fully. And I'm like, crap, I can't do that. And you're like, well, let me look and how much my school costs. And you're like, I can't do that. And so we're both just sitting there groveling in our sadness of what are we going to do for school? And you're sitting there like, let me add this shift and let me pick up this shift and I'm going to pick up this shift. Like you're picking up every shift. I'm like, Casey, we still have to hang out. We have passes, annual passes to, and we're like, okay, well, something's going to work out. And we literally basically ruined that day. We had a good time. I've now separated that from that day. But we definitely ruined that night.
Yeah,
that
we
nighttime
did.
Specifically, we ruined because of that, which was really unfortunate.
Let me pick up this shift.
You were picking up shifts every day, I feel like.
Not every day.
It felt like every weekend.
Wednesday, and then I do work a lot on the weekends.
Yeah, which is the only times we can, go. You're not working a lot of Fridays, though, are you?
2 in September.
At night?
2 to 10.
Oh.
30.
Well, that sucks. Anyways, but
someone might fill the position by then.
Oh. You're like a on-call?
Well, no, it is my shift, but there's an open position at my job, for that same shift.
Oh, I see. Could get that job now. I see. So you're covering, really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that definitely ruined our night. So there are times where we just be out here doing that.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate because it messed just the night up, really. And now the rest of the day was good, so it's fine. But most days, fortunately, are not like that when we hang out.
Yeah, that is true.
But anyways, I don't even know what the question was anymore.
That was not hard. If you could relive one moment from your past, what would it be and why?
Relive one. Oh, Katy Perry concert. Period.
Goes 5 million times.
I've only been 3. Yes, all to the same show in Vegas. No, it's hard to choose one moment in life I want to relive. I just love Katy Perry and loved her concerts. I would love to go to her again.
I think that's great.
Cool.
How do you envision your ideal future, both personally and professionally?
Oh, personally, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I want to have my own house, for sure. By the time I'm 30, my own house.
Good luck.
Well, I'm getting my master's, so hopefully it's possible. I want my own house. That's all. That's my main personal thing I want. Just sounds so nice to have my own space.
I love lime green truck.
I do want a truck at some point. A lime green truck would be great. An orange truck would be too. Maybe I'll get a yellow. Oh, I want a convertible by the end of my 20s. Period. That's for sure something I've always wanted, a convertible. I want to get one now, but I don't have money for that. And I also have a car, so I don't need another one. But there will be a convertible in my near future. Near meaning the next 5 years, because it's going to go by and blink, and then it's there. So, that and professionally, I already said I'm getting my master's. And then after that, I want to work somewhere in, I want to work in more of a private sector of accounting. I want to work in more private accounting than public. I've heard that if you go public, then you can later make more money in private, but then the first few years of public is absolute nightmare, and you're literally there hours and hours, more than you should be. That's not appealing to me. I'd rather make less. I'm also not in any rush to retire or something. I want to retire, obviously, but I'm not retiring soon.
Yeah.
We have our whole work life in front of us.
You grow up.
I'm sorry. But one of my friends from school who was more, I think she was maybe in her 40s-ish. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just assuming because she has older kids.
Yeah.
So she was saying she's going to go public for a few years and then go private because she can make that experience really fast and then get the money quicker. Yeah. Where I'm okay building up a little bit slower because I'm not necessarily...
Well, you have more time. If she's in her 40s...
Exactly. I have more time to save for retirement and things that I want to do. And so... That's what I want to do. I just don't want the stress as much. I don't know. Anyways. I think that's my answer.
Okay.
Really.
Cool. What's something you wish you could tell your past self about the future?
That everything's going to work out. Honestly, that's very accurate. But
yeah.
That no matter what happens, you always have people around you to help. I don't even know if I have like a specific moment to myself where I would
that's...
say that, but I think realistically we all need to hear that when we're younger, that like everything is going to be okay, everything works out. Yes, life gets so much harder, but you have people to support you and help you through it.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
I love that.
Oh, good.
Hello.
I love that.
It's me taking over the outro because you've heard a lot of Eric talking.
I know.
And we need to just immediately stop that. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Who wants to hear me?
No, I hope you really enjoyed listening to this interview of Eric. I hope you enjoyed, and we love you guys.
We do definitely love you. Hopefully you enjoyed. You just said that, but...
But it's important, and I'm glad that we're able to do this and you're able to get to know us more.
Yeah, it's
Look out for my episode.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
Bye.
Bye, love you.